So today we're taking a look at a new ship, the Nottingham. This is a British Tier 8 heavy cruiser as a premium, and it's going to be in some sort of event. That is pretty much all the information I have on how it's coming out, but it's certainly a weird looking cruiser. The real power here is going to be the short burst smoke generator. So you essentially are getting the smoke from the destroyer line, so daring kind of smokes, which are very handy for the destroyers to set up and farm for just a little bit when it's the most valuable, and then move on. It's really, really strong. The other thing we get here is a hydro. 5-kilometer hydro is nice, not just a personal hydro here. A very useful one. Unfortunately, no healing or anything like that. It is a tier 8 cruiser, so we can't exactly expect that. Defensive fire is available, but I don't know how useful that's necessarily going to be. We're going to take hydro instead, especially since we're using smokes. This is the upgrades I've chosen to go with, and the commander looks like this for now. We're lacking a little bit on damage, that's the thing. 203mm guns here. 13-second reload is just alright. The DPM is towards the bottom on this tier, but you are getting smokes with a 203mm cruiser, which is pretty powerful, especially considering our smoke fire detection here. 6.8 kilometer smoke fire is ridiculously powerful. It means you can set up in your smoke, you're just not going to get spotted while you're in that smoke and shooting. Not a lot of other tier 8s or even higher tier 203mm gun cruisers can do that quite as easily. There's a lot of 7, 8, 9 kilometer smoke fire penalties on a lot of these heavier cruisers, but we have pretty good smoke fire detection, which is nice. It allows us to get in and play aggressive. Obviously, the turret layout is something special. We can hopefully use this to peek around islands, you know, trying to cover half the back half of our ship, peek around islands, use all of our firepower without exposing our ship too much. The armor, though, is where that could be a bit of an issue. We only have 25, 27, and 30mm plating on us, and then the Citadel, yes, that is a Citadel you see, it is gigantic. So you're going to be very, very vulnerable when you're broadside. And if we pull back a little bit more of this armor, you'll see just how vulnerable you will be. It is not just this area. It is the whole main part of the ship here. Underneath the turrets, it's still above water, so this is the size and height of a Citadel you'd normally see on a cruiser, maybe even a little higher still, but this is just extreme. If you go broadside, you will probably get dev struck, because we only have 38,000 hit points here. Not very high on the hit points. And that's including survivability expert on our commander, trying to pump up that as much as possible. Overmatch, of course, is going to be miserable for us as well. This is all 27, so any 406mm battleship and higher, just going to overmatch right through that. And if you're angled like this, well, that means that there's these really nice shelves for you to just eat a ton of Citadel damage to. And I expect that's going to happen quite a lot. We'll need to use our smokes very carefully and watch out for playing too aggressive. But 10.9 conceal here, pretty nice. If you wanted even better concealment, you could consider removing heavy AG and sap, and that might be what we want to do later on. But considering we're lacking in damage, I've decided to start with a more damage focused build, try and use that to our advantage, and let's see how it plays in game. So to start with here, in our first game in the Nottingham, we get tier 10 and a carrier. This could pose some issues. Also, double sub. This is possibly the worst matchmaker you can get, although it is only a tier 8 carrier. Could be a little bit worse, I suppose. What we're going to try and do is, again, use these smokes, use our potentially good island cover to our advantage, right? Only poking our nose out. That's the idea here, and we'll see how it goes. I hope this ship will perform pretty well. It's very, very weird looking, but it's actually smaller than I thought. In port, it just seemed to have a large profile, kind of how I viewed it, but it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I have to be a little careful here on how we play this. A little scared of some battleships around. There's a Slava on this flank that we will be cautious of, certainly.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
See, how's our... Yep, nobody's looking at us from over there. That's nice. Fortunately, we are eating the Holland torp here. Ooh, our sub ate the torp as well.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Problem solved.
Should have had my hydro up. That's a mistake by myself. Should have been noticing the Bismarck was behind us and on perfect angle for torps. All right, let's see what we can do to this Holland. Sure hope that our team will keep them spotted. Yeah, there we go. Are those coming for us or for the Bismarck? Hopefully not for us. Submarine is close by. Gotta be careful of that. And we missed. Okay, dispersion. Maybe I didn't lead quite enough. Oh, like literally right here. Reverse. Oh, is he right here? Wish that was a more accurate ping. Well, we have our hydro. And we should be able to reverse behind the island here. So that should force him to miss. Okay. A little spooky. We're also going to have to watch out we don't back out to this Slava here. Pretty terrifying. Well, not exactly sure how I want to do this. I guess we run? 22k? I mean, that's alright, but certainly the damage into the Holland could have been better, I think. Torp angles, alright. These are 8-kilometer torps, so they are just alright, I would say. But hey, for tier 8, maybe they're a good thing. Okay, we got ourselves some splash damage. Feels pretty good. Swap over to the AP here into this A gear. Maybe this is the way to go. Since the HE was just alright. A little underwhelming. And 4 bounces. Alrighty. And we got ourselves a sub to deal with here. The top turret is 360 by the looks of it. Oh no, is that really gonna turn into me? Wow, man.
Below the waterline. We're flooding quickly. Critical engine damage. Torpedoes astern. Our team has taken the lead.
Wow.
Astern. Problem solved, sir. Torpedoes astern. Torpedoes astern.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got the loser at least. We lost a ton of HP. Wow. Yeah, not having a heal, low HP is certainly a pain point. Oh, of course, he still had torps up on us. Well, this is a mistake. Obviously, I just tilted and made a bad play here. Well, World of Warships, huh? It's a fun video game. And the devs do their best to make sure it's fun. 37k here is not a good look at the start, but it looks like we're going to get a blowout. Our team looks to be well in command of where this game is going. All right, let's see if we can't help take out this Holland. Did I really lead that poorly? Wish I would have been able to see him there a little more. The dispersion hasn't felt amazing on this ship so far against DDs. Alright, we managed to find him. That's very nice. Try and outrun these torps behind the island here.
Our victory is in sight.
Alright, managed to do it. Feels good. Oh my goodness, come on. What? How? How did I not kill him? Oh my goodness, dude. All right. Well, that's how it goes. Let's hope we can reverse in time so this Kaga doesn't just destroy us.
Smoke screen set.
We have 4-kilometer AA range. Yeah, the AA is not worth picking up.
Torpedoes to port.
All right, AP into a carrier. It is max range, to be fair. Yeah, okay. Well, okay. All right, the blind drop. Do we manage to dodge it? Looks like we do, just barely.
Our victory is in sight.
Cap secured, but I think that means we are dead now. We'll see. Perhaps we manage to make it to our next smoke screen. Venom had a smoke, I suppose. Come on, a little more.
Generator started.
Oh, that one's spotting me now. Well, he knows where I am in the smoke now, which is pretty brutal for me. Let's actually turn off our AA so he doesn't actually know where we are. Okay. Let's try and live here. So stupid. We're really experiencing the joys of World of Warships at the moment. Oh man. Haven't played for few days at this point, had a nice weekend. And this is what I come back to. Oh well. Well, at least we all know this is y'all know what I'm feeling right now. We all experience it. No one is immune to it. All right, let's see. Broadside Irian. AP 203 is at 10 kilometers. Should be pretty good here. Okay. 203s at 10 kilometers should be pretty good here. Oh, that angle we managed to do it. Weird. '61. Tier 8 cruiser, all right, especially for the matchmaker. Not bad. 62,750. And we were top score somehow with that. Okay, I don't know how. I guess damage into sub and DD is what carried us there. That does give you more base XP typically, but that didn't feel like a top XP game. 2,500 base. That did not feel like a 2,500 base game. That's crazy. So for our second game here, I'm actually sticking with the same build. Even though concealment would be pretty nice, the thought would be to remove heavy HE and sap. I feel like I'm still lacking damage, so we'll see how this one goes. Gonna try and play a flank a little bit more here, and hopefully farm this Colorado a bit. It's a lower tier battleship. Ideally, we would be doing good damage here. And these extra smokes and their fast-acting nature might allow us to do some pretty good stuff on a flank here. I hope that allows maybe our Jarvis or our team here to do reasonably well. Also, having the smokes not last terribly long means if this Colorado turns out and decides to leave our gun range, which I haven't quite mentioned yet, 15.7 is not bad. It's not amazing, but not bad either. Certainly usable. That damage feels pretty good right now. Perhaps I was just shooting at a lot of highly armored targets. I was shooting at an A gear and DDs, I guess, most of last match, where our dispersion didn't quite hold up. So, yeah, maybe, I mean, that alpha damage sure seems pretty good on this poor Colorado. Not that a Colorado is an especially difficult target to do damage to, but it's nice to know that the expected damage is there. Getting some fires feels pretty nice. And we're getting a decent number of hits on target as well. So overall, I mean, the first game felt so bad, but the ship might be better than how I was feeling in that game. Let's unfortunately use the border, but we're going to turn around and push back in a little bit. Notice how our guys in the middle have all come over here, so we do want to use that to hopefully snowball this flank a little bit, try and push forward, get the most out of this what we can before. Well, actually, it looks like our team will win the other flank too. Is this going to be another blowout? Oh, 406s. Oh, this could be scary. If we go directly bow in, if he hits us, it'll be on our deck armor, which is 30 millimeters, and that will bounce 406s. Against a John Bart, though, we do have some potential to do some good stuff, angling-wise. Yeah, okay, this one's just a blowout, but the Colorado damage was promising. Oh my goodness. Are they going to get zeroed out? Didn't they, like, specially change the way points worked, so if this didn't happen? Well. But it's a tier 8 heavy cruiser. Nottingham. I don't think it's anything special, to be honest with you. It really comes down to smoke and how you value that and how much you want to have a smoke screen. Personally, I would much rather have just an Otago. That was my first premium ship in this game, and I still love that thing. It's such a classic. Compared to the Otago, for example, we have better DPM. I would say our guns are pretty similar. Probably, even though the DPM is slightly in Otago's favor, which is surprising, considering Otago does not have good DPM. I would say that pretty similar gun power, but I would value the extra armor and the healing over the smokescreen here on the Nottingham. For a heavy cruiser, that's just kind of how I would generally feel about it. But the turret layout is definitely interesting, allowing us to poke around islands, easily swap targets like this when we're bow into people. That's a nice feature of having all your guns up front. The Alaska gets them, all right. And if you get in trouble, a smoke is pretty useful. In this case, allowing us to just go bow in and just stop, basically, where an Otago, under pressure, you would, you know, be potentially forced to turn flat broadside out, and a battleship would definitely enjoy that. We have pretty good hydro here as well, which I probably should have used, but the island is certainly protecting us in this case. So it seems just all right. Kind of mediocre overall, though. We'll see what the event is. Maybe this is a vehicle that is going to be... Maybe you get this ship via some free 2-month-long campaign or something. I highly doubt that. Personally, I wouldn't be that interested in spending too much money on it. Although the damage here has been great so far. 70k already. Cycling fires on battleships is always a great way to do good damage as a heavy cruiser. Targeting ships that, like John Bart, only have 32 mil of armor. We have 34 mil pen. Always going to do pretty decent damage, assuming you don't hit turrets or something. And that Freddy's going to go down. And is that the game? Yeah, that is. So there you go. First impressions here on the Nottingham is it's just kind of a mediocre ship. Otago actually crushed. Wow. Although it's a tier 8 cruiser. I'm not a huge fan, typically, of tier 8 cruisers because they don't have a heal. I always like that power jump when we go to tier 9 and tier 10. It allows us to play a little more aggressive and take some damage early and then heal it back. Where this one, we got to be a little bit more careful. But you're going to have to let me know what you think in the comments down below. We'll see again what this event looks like. That's going to be the main thing that really determines what this ship is. What kind of event? Is it available just for doubloons or real money? I don't know. But I will say most of the other tier 8 premium cruisers I would look at instead of this one. Mine's certainly giving you a really insane amount of DPM, with the downside of being pretty squishy and difficult to play. Atago, I really enjoy the consistency of. Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably play this some more. You might see another video on it after I've played it more on stream and that, but so far it just seems like a pretty mediocre ship that looks very interesting. It's definitely a different ship design, but the way it plays is just, it's an okay tier 8 heavy cruiser. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.